What's going on, everybody? This week's video is a little unconventional. We've spent the last week getting ready for Hurricane Idalia, and we weathered the storm pretty good. I don't think we got any wind gusts over, 50 miles an hour, which seems like a lot. Not bad when you're considering hurricane force winds. But the one thing that we are concerned about is tidal surge, which is what you see behind me. My neighbor's house, not so lucky. Last I talked to Travis, it's not in the house, but it's close. The entire street is flooded. As you can see behind me, Hurricane Idalia. Road is flooded, and we're not doing so bad. We got everything hiding in the backyard. It's high ground, so everybody's worried about the flood, which is it's pretty bad. It's coming up. This is what I woke up to this morning. Right now it is low tide, and what you're about to see is the manhole cover bubbling. The canal across the street has breached the seawall and has come up into the yard. So that's hence the reason I don't really have a video this week. I've been preparing for this storm, and yeah, some of my neighbors not so lucky. I don't think a lot of the houses are underwater, but as you can see here, it's very close. I mean, it's right there. So hopefully, and they're not far off. So if it comes up much farther, some people are going to be underwater. Yeah. So it's coming up. High tide is at 12:45. It's now 9 a.m. I can only assume it's going to get pretty bad. This right here is part of the Cody River. Again, high tide is not until 12:45. Still coming up. Some of my neighbors not so lucky. 2 streets over, pretty much halfway up their garage doors, I believe, from what Kyle just told me. He just left, came to check on me. Yeah. So I'm not really sweating it as far as getting up to the house, because my house is elevated, but a lot of my neighbors not so lucky. The next few clips, including this one, were sent to me by Kyle, who had stopped by to check on me. This is the mouth of the Cody River, well, about a mile from the mouth. This is the view of Sims Park, which is downtown Newport Richey. I don't even know what to say. It's yeah, I have no words. like I said, a lot of my neighbors are not as fortunate. Yeah. Very, very close here anyway. Just paddling down the street. More rain, just what we needed. So another update, I do believe the tide is going down, or not down, I mean actually tide is coming in, but I believe the water level is dropping. I only say that because we actually have current flow now. Not necessarily the wind, because objects in the water are actually floating downstream. You can see, I don't know if you can see those bubbles from here, but where the asphalt is actually percolating right there. You can see those bubbles are actually headed downstream of the Cody River. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait, kind of see. We'll mark the water line. We'll revisit that here in about 20 minutes and see. Pretty close to the water line. We'll see. One of the things that you need to be aware of in a case like this are fire ants. I haven't seen any yet, but they will actually create floating islands, and they're willing to stick to anything that walks by. So again, I haven't seen any, but when we have floods like this, they're prevalent, you know. It's crazy. So it's only been about 10 minutes, and I would have to say that the water is actually going down. So the worst is over. But again, high tide isn't until 1 o'clock. I want to say it's 9:45-ish, 10 o'clock. I didn't actually look. Here it's the aftermath of the Cody River. So yeah, stay tuned. So there's my stick earlier. They're definitely receding. According to the mailbox, we have dropped probably 4 inches in the last, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Yeah. So I think the worst is over. But again, high tide is 1 o'clock. But I believe the wind direction and everything is in our favor. So hopefully all goes well. The water line is still dropping. Kayak was ready just in case. But yeah, I think my immediate neighbors, I think we're all safe. And like I said, up the street a little ways, I heard it was pretty bad, but I haven't been up that way. Our real concern is for the people up in the Panhandle. They didn't get so lucky. We spent all week kind of preparing for it. Didn't board the windows up or anything, but we did clean up everything in the yard. We've got a dumpster. We're replacing a fence, and I strapped everything in there, threw some old fence panels on top, and ratchet strapped it in there just in case the wind got real bad, but it did not. Thank goodness. But up in the Panhandle, I don't know, they're still dealing with it right now. So I can only assume. I mean, I hope everybody's all right up there. Another feeder band coming through. Little gusty here and there, but Again, not anywhere near as bad as it could have been. One last thing that I would like to mention is that if you're out driving around, keep it no wake speed. Of all people, the police should know better. I appreciate them checking on everybody, but man, that's just uncalled for. Any water that's close to coming into your house just came in.